Welcome into another video in my series where I'm going through and testing all the weapons inside of Modern Warfare 3 to see just how viable these weapons are for us to be using within our Modern Warfare 3 Zombies game mode. This is going to include the aftermarket parts, the aftermarket conversion kits, as well as the MW2 weapons. So if you're new around here and you like everything Call of Duty Zombies, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those bell notifications so you're not going to miss out any future uploads from myself. As well, down below in the description you will find the link for my streams. I stream on Mondays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means tonight there's going to be a stream, and I'm super excited for today's stream as there is a brand new custom zombies map that has dropped, and I could not be more excited to dive in and see if we can unlock the Easter egg and everything that is hidden within that map today. So hopefully you guys will tune in. Now in today's video we're going to be diving into an MW2 battle rifle that I stumbled across as I was working towards finishing off my bioluminescent camos, and this one actually thoroughly surprised me. So that's today's video. Going to be checking in that. Now before we go into that, I just wanted to find out how far along everybody is on their battle pass. As you can see on screen, I am oh so very close to completing my battle pass. So let me know down in the comment section how far along you guys are on your battle passes. And then as we progress further and further, closer and closer to the release of Black Ops 6, I could not be more excited to be bringing you guys content on Black Ops 6. So quickly, just so you know what you can be looking forward to on this channel for Black Ops 6 content is going to be weapon reviews will continue, as I'm going to be very eager to see how weapons perform throughout the rounds inside of Black Ops 6 Zombies. So that is something we're going to be doing. I'm also going to be putting together guides, of course, for all of the Easter eggs, if there's buildables, for just about anything that you need to be able to figure out within Black Ops 6 Zombies. I will have a guide for it on the channel. Now the goal for the guides for Black Ops 6 Zombies is not necessarily to have them up you know, first in the world type of deal, but definitely the goal is to have them up and created in a way that they are very simple and easy to follow, so that you are able to complete whatever it is you are looking for to unlock or to complete within Black Ops 6 Zombies, just so you all know what the content you can expect on this channel for Black Ops 6 going forward. So with all that being said, let's check out the SO-14 battle rifle from MW2. Take that through all three tiers, taking on bounty contracts all the way through. So by the end of today's video, you'll have a really good feel for how this battle rifle performs inside of your Zombies game mode, and hopefully by the end of the video, you'll be able to make the decision on whether or not it's a viable option for you to be running inside of your Zombies games. So without further ado, let's get to the SO-14 battle review video today. Alright, welcome into today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate that. Now in today's video we're going to be checking out, like I said, a battle rifle from MW2, the SO-14. Now I stumbled across this one as I've been recently grinding out the last few camos I need in order to unlock bioluminescent on the MW2 weapons. And when I was using this battle rifle, I was thoroughly impressed with just how well it performed. So I definitely wanted to get a video put together to show you all this one, as I feel it is definitely something that you're all going to really enjoy using inside of our Zombies game mode. Now if you're new to the channel around here, when I spawn in and do my weapon reviews on this channel, I spawn in and put all of my perks on with no additions to the weapon whatsoever to make it any stronger. The only addition I do have is, as a mouse and keyboard player, I do use Deadshot Daiquiri as I enjoy the extra critical damage that it does provide. So we pick up our first bounty contract of the day inside of tier 1, and this was a mimic, and we were taking this on at white rarity with no additions to the SO-14, and I was thoroughly impressed with just the damage output this battle rifle has at base. You can see the critical damage with each shot that we hit on our mimic bounty inside of tier 1 with nothing, just spawned in a white rarity on this weapon. It was already hitting really hard. So like I was really kind of excited to see what this weapon can do, and show you all just how much stronger it gets as we move through the match. Now before anybody says anything in the comment section, I do know that you can make this fully automatic. However, in an effort to show you just how well this battle rifle performs, I wanted to run it for the majority of the match using its single fire mode towards the end of the video, so make sure you stick through to the end to see I do switch over to fully automatic, and we complete a contract inside of tier 3 using it at fully automatic. So I definitely have you covered if you're looking to see how it performs at fully automatic. later in the video, so stick through for that. But I definitely wanted to show you just that single fire. I mean, if you have a super fast trigger finger, this thing is going to be just an absolute shredder for you in single fire mode. That was our second bounty contract of the day, a Mangler inside of tier 1, and we were only pack-a-punch, still white rarity with no ammo mods, and that Mangler just got absolutely destroyed. So at this point I was like, okay, let's go throw on my legendary tool and my ammo mod and go find another bounty contract inside of tier 1, our last tier 1 bounty contract of the day. And this should almost be like a 1-shot or a 2-shot, I was kind of expecting based on the performance I'd seen so far. So I wanted to go in and see how this was going to perform and show you just how strong this is against a bounty contract at max damage output inside of tier 1. I mean, that Mangler, I think it was 4 shots, maybe 5, and that Mangler was gone as a bounty inside of tier 1. So that is just absolutely amazing to see. And I was getting really lucky with the perks when I was taking out my bounties today. I almost had all of my perks before I even got out of tier 1. So seeing how it was performing at this point, I was kind of eager to push into tier 2, grab a bounty contract, and not increase any of the damage output on this battle rifle. Keep it where it is and see how it performs against much more beefier bounty contract inside of tier 2. And like I said, I am aware that you can put it into fully automatic mode, but I was eager to see how this performed in single fire, as it is a battle rifle, and I just wanted to see what it was like when I was doing my camo grind on this. Of course, I was sitting in an Exfil in tier 1, so it of course performed well for me there, but I definitely was eager to kind of use it in the higher threat levels to see just how well it was, because it was doing so well for me when I was doing the camo grind for bioluminescent that definitely was kind of eager to see. I hadn't pushed through past tier 2 when I was doing this. I did a couple contracts at the end of my camo run just to increase the containment level on my characters. So at this point, I hadn't taken it to pack 2 to see what kind of damage output and how it performs at all. So at this point, I was kind of excited to get off and grab this other bounty contract, our last one inside of tier 2, and see how the battle rifle performs against a bounty in tier 2, being pack 2 legendary with an ammo mod on it. Our bounty inside of tier 1 when we were pack 1 legendary with an ammo mod was about 4 or 5 bullets and it was gone. So this was a disciple. I had a feeling it might take a few more than 4 or 5 to take out a disciple, but you know my feelings on disciples. They're very annoying with the way they move, heal, summon other zombies, and that was definitely not an issue. I was feeling super confident using this. So seeing how that disciple bounty contract went inside of tier 2, I was like, okay, let's go into tier 3 now. Let's stop at the Wonder Fizz machine, make sure I grab all of the perks so that I can, you know, be safest when running inside of tier 3. I always like to have all of my perks when inside of tier 3, just in case, you know, it just helps out. So here we are, grabbed their perks, and now I push on forward to see if we could possibly recoup my legendary and PAP 3 crystal I bring in for my runs, but this ritual had been taken. So at this point, I knew there was a bunch of zombies that I had distracted when I went and visited the Wonder Fizz machine with the decoy. So I thought, okay, let's hold up and have them come towards me, and we'll see just how well this performs inside of tier 3, dealing with tier 3 zombies, and we're only pack-a-punch level 2. And I could tell, like, this was definitely dishing out the damage. Like, holy smokes, I was very impressed with this. Again, still with only single fire mode, and we are inside of tier 3 at pack-a-punch 2. So this is definitely a viable option to be using. It hits hard, it hits heavy. It's definitely, you feel the movement speed definitely when you have the weapon in your hands. You are definitely a little bit slower as it is a battle rifle. So I feel like with my builds geared towards, you know, damage and aim stability type goal, that there's definitely room on my build, which I have in the video, so don't worry, I got you covered for that, to maybe make some changes to the way I build this weapon for mobility or for speed. Is definitely something that there's definitely an option to increase that. But I did want to point out, being a battle rifle, it does, you know, hinder your movement speed a bit for sure. It is a bit of a heavier weapon to use, so you definitely do feel that when you're moving around. Now, seeing how it was performing as well as it was, I kept this at pack 2, and we went off and took on Zhorde, the Guardian of the Arches, at only pack-a-punch 2 legendary with an ammo mod inside of tier 3. And at this point, I still hadn't put on the or switched it over, sorry, to fully automatic mode. Honestly, I feel like this was just like a Monday video. My brain was not comprehending at this point that I could put it into fully automatic mode. I mean, I'll be just 100% honest with all of you. At this point, I believe I had completely forgotten that this weapon even went into automatic mode, which was kind of comedy. But it definitely is a viable option, even if you are having a Monday brain like myself today for this video. And you forget to switch it into fully automatic for your entire run. It's definitely still going to be something that you can do, something that can dish out the damage across all 3 tiers, dealing with bounties, crowd control, definitely all situations. I feel like this is a viable option. And the one nice feature and nice thing about battle rifles for me that I enjoy is you can always engage your bounties and zombies at range, as the battle rifles definitely have range to them. So that is awesome and something I definitely enjoy. But you can see right here, we're taking on Zhorde, and we are, you know, single firing away, and you can see the critical damage that we're able to do to Zhorde when we hit the critical shots on those laser attacks. Is definitely some substantial damage with this battle rifle at only pack 2 legendary inside of tier 3. I was impressed. To be honest, I didn't even realize that I was pack-a-punch 2 until the end of this fight. That's how strong and just how viable and confident I felt using this battle rifle inside of my game for this run today. Just truly unbelievable damage. Really impressed with just how strong that was. So Zhorde dropped us an ammo mod and the 1500 cash and a perk, which I didn't bother grabbing as I had all the perks. And so at this point I was like, oh, there it is on screen, fire mode semi-auto. So I finally switched it over to full auto, finally. So here we are, Pack-a-Punch 2 with Shatterblast, now fully auto. Let's take on an HVT in the area, and you can see his health bar before I turned him was just evaporating. So that was awesome. At this point, I wanted to throw on my PAP3 crystal that I brought in, so that now we are Pack-a-Punch 3 fully automatic, legendary with an ammo mod on this battle rifle. And so it was time to grab a bounty contract and see, you know, just what this battle rifle is capable of doing inside of tier 3 when taking on a bounty contract. I was really hoping that the game was going to give me a Mega Abomination bounty contract to show you guys today, but unfortunately I got a mangler. So, you know, you deal with what you're given and roll with the punches and make the best of what you can do. So here we are. I used a decoy to take out the riffraff and get them off of the mangler so I could focus fire in on the mangler. Now I wanted to show you guys the entirety of this fight so you can see just how viable this battle rifle is to be using inside of our zombies game mode. I was really impressed. Like, most of the time when I'm using a battle rifle, because they're a little bit heavier, because of the movement speed, and typically because of the low magazine size, they're not something I usually like to bring into, you know, the high threat tier 3, the dark ethers, as there's just so much movement required, so much speed required to, you know, kind of just keep up with the congestion that is in those areas. So I usually stay away from these into the high threat levels, but this was definitely a viable option. Like, I couldn't believe it. Pack-a-Punched, you've got 100 rounds on the magazine, which is truly amazing. Definitely enough to be dishing out the damage inside of tier 3. That's 100% for sure. And now my strategy here, I wanted to show you, I can tell where my bounty contract is because of the ping on him. I also know that there's a whole horde of riffraff that are around that are kind of lingering and following in the general area that my bounty contract is in. So I would just simply drop down underneath this bridge, knowing that there is the zip line that is right here. So I take that zip line back up. Thank goodness that disciple down at the bottom under the bridge did not track to me. And then I'm able to kind of control the riffraff, kind of control the direction of my bounty contract so that they are all coming at me in front of me in one direction, which makes it a lot more, you know, easier to deal with crowd control, easier to deal with your bounty contract. So this is definitely one of the strategies that I like to use when I've got a bounty in this area that's not a Mega Abomination. When you've got a Mimic, a Mangler, or a Disciple in this area, they do move around a ton. So this is definitely one of the strategies I like to use. We turned that armored zombie there, and I tell you, he went off on our bounty contract and actually completed my bounty contract for me. So thank you so much. You turned zombie. That was amazing. I was jumping up and down. I could not believe that. He took out a Mangler. That was awesome to see. So then I was just kind of grabbing the ammo to reload, get my plates back on, and then I heard stompity stomp stomp, and we had a mega abomination in the area. And so, you know, I definitely could not go anywhere. We had to stick through and take on the fight. Now, that zombie I just shot also showed me that there was definitely going to be a disciple in the area as well, as I could see the red glow on that zombie's head from the disciple beefing up his health. Now, again, same type of strategy. I was feeling like that was going to be a bad situation to be in right there, so it's time to hop off the bridge, you know, kind of reposition myself to get back in the fight. I got up here and noticed right away that our Mega decided to fire up his laser. I took an amazing opportunity as that. I got a battle rifle. I know I can hit at range, so I definitely took advantage of Mega Abomination in the area, firing up the laser attack right there to just lay in some critical damage for him. Recycled my position back over to here, which put our Mega Abomination in full-on attack mode. And I tell you, I didn't know Mega Abominations can levitate. Did you? Because he's floating in the air. He's not even on the end of the truck. I wasn't so confused of what was going on there. This one apparently knows how to ride on a magic carpet ride, this Mega Abomination. So I was a little bit confused as to what was going on. I figured I'd give everything the zombies a break to kind of, you know, get off the bridge, make their way down here towards me so that I can get back up to the bridge and worry about focusing in my fire on my Mega Abomination and the disciple in the area so that I can get rid of it. So that was our Mega Abomination. Mega Abomination in the area. Wow, I can't talk today. It is definitely a Monday video, everybody. My apologies. But we cleared out the riffraff that was in the area to go and check out the loot from the Mega Abomination that we killed. There was one disciple in the area. The second one showed up, and talk about standing right on top of my head. Like, what are you doing, disciple? That was almost impossible to shoot him at that angle. So we took out both the disciples that joined in the fight, decided to third party, which disciples seem to love to do. So at this point, we had taken on a bounty contract in Tier 3. We'd done crowd control. We'd taken on a Mega Abomination at Pack 2. I feel like at this point, I had showed you all situations for you to have a really good feel for how this battle rifle performs inside of our Zombies game mode, and whether or not this battle rifle was going to be a viable option for you to be using inside of your Zombies games. So now it's time to make my way over to the Exfil chopper and get the heck out of Dodge. Now, on the way over, I know when I was parachuting that they had called in the chopper, but I felt like I was close enough to get over to this Exfil before the chopper took off. No, not even close. I totally miscalculated that by a long shot. So that Exfil was now gone, and it was time to find another Exfil and get the heck out of Dodge. So I saw that there was this one over in Tier 2, which I pinged and figured I'd try and get my way over to that one inside of Tier 2. I ended up having to switch as the Tier 2 one got consumed by the storm and pushed on through to the military base Tier 1 Exfil and made it out. But I just, an overall opinions on the SO-14 battle rifle from MW2 for us to use inside of our Zombies game mode, 100% a viable option. Don't forget to switch it to fully automatic to make it definitely the best it can be, as I forgot for the majority of this match. But it is an awesome weapon. It definitely hits super hard. As always, you can see the build that I ran for today's run right here on screen. So as I said, there's definitely some room to move to increase mobility and speed on the weapon. So let's work together down in the comments section to make those changes happen so we all have an amazing build to use on this SO-14 inside of our Modern Warfare 3 Zombies game mode. Now, the weapon camo I was using today is under Glitch Mil-Spec, and it is right there called Ghostware. And the blueprint that I was running on the SO-14 I will show you. But other than that, thank you so much everyone for tuning in. I truly do appreciate that. Hope to see you all tonight for stream. Catch you in the next one.